All right, welcome to Root to Rise practice. So we're going to be working a little bit with opening up through the hips and a little bit of mobility through the hip when we come down to the mat. But to start, we're going to start in standing, and we're just going to start with our energetic exercises to get our energy moving and to get ourselves better connected into practice. So let's start by coming to a natural, comfortable standing position, maybe about a fist width apart with your feet. You can go wide if you want, whatever feels good for you. And then just pausing for a moment here, you can allow the arms to relax. See if you can find a relaxed and yet extended length in your spine so that you're feeling like you're reaching the crown of your head towards the sky as your feet settle deeper and deeper into the floor. And then if it feels right, you might choose to close your eyes this morning and just check in, turn towards your inner vision. And we can start the practice simply just by noting the connection of the feet into the floor. And just becoming aware of how the earth rises up to support us. And when you're ready, you can start to explore some of the sensations in the body this morning. Just noticing where you feel a little bit more relaxed and easeful, and where you feel a little bit more tight and constricted. And not getting caught up in the story of that, just simply noticing what's present. And moving awareness now into the sensations in your mind. Just checking in. You know, many of us might have a list of things that we need to do this morning. So just acknowledging that we have a list and then just placing the list down. And then finally checking in with the sensations of the heart. Just noticing how you're feeling energetically here. If you feel awake and ready to go, or if you feel a little slow, a little sleepy. Perhaps noticing if you feel content, or perhaps maybe a little bit of melancholy. And then just opening the eyes, we're going to start with our breath of heaven to earth, connecting heaven to earth. So bring your hands in front and just slide your hands together. Create a little bitty heat. And then as you inhale, it doesn't matter which hand goes up or which hand goes down, but just reach one hand to the sky and one hand to the earth so that you get a bit of a sense of a stretch here, thinking of trying to connect with the sky energy and also pressing down as if you're growing roots through the fingers to connect to the earth. And then bring your hands together, give them another little bit of a rub. And then inhale to reach and really stretch. And then exhale, center. Inhale, you might choose to look up or you might choose to look down, whatever feels best for you. Inhaling and then exhaling. And again, inhaling, stretch, reach that out. And then exhaling. Good. And then just taking hands, and we're going to start with a brush off. So just brushing as if you had a bunch of lint all over your shirt, all down the side, brushing down the thighs. So the brush off I use to a couple of reasons. I use it to help clear any stagnant energy from my body. Also, I use it to wake up the body from the tactile sensations. You can even brush down the back, brush off the shoulder, just waking up all those little receptors underneath the surface of the skin. Brushing the other arm into the armpit and all down the side, down the leg, and then across the back, off the shoulder. So after you feel like you've touched every inch of yourself, shaking off your hands, just pausing here, taking the feet a little bit wider apart, let's start with our zip up exercise. So we can use the zip up as a way to set an intention for the day. So it doesn't have to be anything big and magnanimous. It can be just simply a statement like, I move through my day with ease. Whatever the statement you're choosing, it's most beneficial if you can phrase it in a positive way. So I will move through my day with ease. I am content. I will become efficient and productive during my day-to-day, whatever that is. So think of an intention that you would like to set, and then you can take one hand on top of the other and have it low down in front of the pubic bone here. I like to close my eyes here at this point to really think about what my intention is going to be. If closing your eyes is not an option, or it feels better just to soften the gaze, feel free to do that. But just take a moment here to think about what your intention is. It could be something like, I release worry and move through my day with a light heart. It could be something like that. Or it simply could be something as simple as, I will be patient today. Whatever that is, just think about that for a moment, forming that in your mind in a positive way, in a positive phrase. And then as you hold that intention in your mind, just take your hands and slide, as you inhale, slide them up the midline of the body to about the level of the top lip. Then reach your hand. This is a little breath hold here. Look up, and then exhale, arms can come down. So again, inhaling to slide the arms up along to the top lip, holding that intention, and then holding the breath as you look up, reaching the arms out, offering that intention out to the universe. Exhale, hands coming down. Let's do it one more time. Inhaling, reaching hands towards the top lip, and then reaching to the sky. And then exhale, hands coming down, shaking that out. And then stepping your feet a little bit closer together, just starting with a little bit of a gentle rotation here. So just easefully, a little bit of twisting, let your arms hang. You're just exploring to see how this feels. Rotation can be challenging first thing in the morning. So we're just going nice and easily just to start to get some blood flow happening and to get the body a little bit warmed up. As you start to feel a little bit more liberated in your spine, you could make the movement a little bit bigger. Let your feet move if you like, so you can unhook that heel so that your knee can turn if that feels right. Again, it doesn't have to be big or aggressive. And now, if you like to help with digestion, you can take the arms and let it make contact across the abdomen and across the back. So from the back, I'm allowing the hands to make contact with my low back here. So it makes a bit of a clapping sound. And in the front, I'm just allowing my hand to make contact across my belly. Again, gently stimulating the digestive system through its energy meridian. And then slowly coming to center. And we'll just do one more movement in rotation, call your figure eights. So with your arms, start to create a figure eight in front of you, as if you're drawing a large infinity symbol. So it's actually a figure eight lying on its side. And allow the movement to be as big as you like, crossing through the midline of the body and allowing the feet and the ankles to move. And so we can use this figure eight action to harmonize the energies that run along the left or the right side of the body. As we cross over the midline, it encourages us to move easily between the right and left brain hemispheres. You can make it a little bit bigger. Good. And then just for fun, let's go the other way. See if you can figure that out. Yeah. Super. So I'm also going to just say this really quickly about the figure eight. You can pause. One of the ways that I use this is when I want to create an energetic boundary for myself. So if I know I'm going to be moving into a situation that is going to be difficult, might be, I don't want to use the word confrontational, but might be energetically challenging or mental, emotionally challenging for me, I use the figure eight to create a boundary. So if you do the figure eight in the most natural way, so with the arms sweeping down and in front here, I feel this is a way of creating a boundary. So sometimes I will stand in a little circle and I'll draw a figure eight. It's like I'm creating a little bubble, a little shield of energy around myself, so that as I move into my day, if I know if I'm feeling fragile or if I'm going to be moving into a situation where it could potentially become challenging, I might create that. Okay, so that closing down of energy. If I'm moving into a situation where I have to feel like I'm open-hearted and I want to be more receptive to the experience that I'm having with a particular person, I'll go the opposite way. And I find in this way, I'm creating an opening for myself. Like I'm opening my energies to be able to, I'm still creating a boundary, but it's a more of a receptive place. So I feel like I'm presenting myself in a way that I'm moving open-hearted, because I feel like I'm opening. So this is just a way that I use the figure eight. I invite you to play with that. Take it or leave it, whatever feels right for you. All right, so let's move on to getting some movement happening for these hips. So the invitation will be to come to your mat, and you're going to scoot your mat somewhere where you're able to brace your foot against an edge. So you can use the edge of a couch, you can use the edge of a cupboard, a table. I'm going to use the wall, and I'm going to place a block there as well because I've got a little bit of a lip happening in my wall. And so for sake of ease, and I know that just to be able to give out the proper instruction, I'm going to start with my right foot against the wall and my left knee down. So for simplicity's sake, it might be easier if you also start on the same side. Perfect. And then we're just going to come down onto our hands here. So we've got our left knee down and our right knee extended. And then just pause for a moment here, maybe do a little bit of rocking back and forth, see how this feels. So as you're in this form, this is also a place where you can sort of check in and see how this left knee feels, because we're going to be here for a little bit. So if you know you need a little bit of extra padding, what you could do is you could fold your mat over, which is what I'm going to do, so that there's a little bit more comfort underneath that knee joint. All right, so we're just gonna pause here for a moment, see how this feels, rocking back and forth. And then we're gonna move into a bit of a rotation for the upper torso. So we're gonna start with the left hand, okay? And the movement in this direction is gonna be limited, and that's okay. Okay, so as you inhale, let's take this left hand to the sky. It's gonna feel pretty limited. And then exhale, we're gonna come down. Inhale, we're twisting, taking the left hand to the sky. And then exhale, coming down. Let's do one more. Inhale, we're gonna take that arm to the sky. And then exhale to come down. Now we're gonna take the left hand underneath. So we're gonna inhale, exhale, we're gonna go under. Now you can bend this right arm and go as far down towards the floor as you feel is available to you. So this is an exhale. And then an inhale, come back to center. Exhale. Inhale, come back to center. Let's do one more. Exhale. And then inhale, come back to center. Now we're going to do those two put together. So it's going to be inhale to the sky. Exhale to go underneath. Inhaling to the sky. Think about trying to keep that right leg long and strong. Exhale. It's going to feel awkward. That's okay. Just work within what's available. Inhale. And then exhale. Inhale, come to center. Let's take the right leg off. Come to 4-point kneeling. And then let's just do a couple cat and cows. Rounding through the spine. And then relaxing. rounding into your cat, and then either relaxing to neutral or coming directly in to your cow. Let's do one more. Rounding and relaxing. And then just come to stand on your knees. Just take a moment here and just notice how that feels. Maybe go a little bit side to side. Just taking a breath. So inhale and exhale. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to do the other same leg, but other direction. So hands coming down and taking that right leg against the wall. Okay, so we're just mobilizing, we're using the leg to block the movement of the hip to focus a little bit more on thoracic extension, thoracic rotation and back rotation, keeping the hips sort of stabilized here. So we're gonna do the same thing with the right arm. So as you inhale, take the right arm to the sky. This is gonna feel much easier because you're opening up to the long leg. So go ahead and explore that range. And then exhale, hand comes down. Inhale to open. So here we get a little bit more hip movement. And then exhale, come down. And let's do one more. Inhale, we're gonna open up. And then exhale, we're gonna come down. Now pause here for a breath. We're gonna go underneath. So we're gonna inhale to prepare here. And then as you exhale, you might need to widen your hand out a little bit, but you're gonna take that right arm under and notice this is gonna feel really different. So again, explore what's available. And then inhale, hand comes back down to center. Exhale, perhaps you go all the way to the floor, perhaps you don't. Exhale, try not to sit back with your seat. So try not to let your seat drop back towards your heel. Try to stay in this squared off position as you rotate, making this a little bit more through the torso. And then coming to center. Beautiful. Now we're going to do the two together. As you're ready, inhale, we're going to open. And then exhale, we're going to go under. Inhale, we're going to open. And then exhale, really activating through the SI, through the torso, rotation here. Let's do one more. And we're going to go under. And then inhale, come to center. Bring the leg down and in, and let's go into a couple of cat and cows. Rounding and arching here. Exploring that mobility. And then coming on to the knees, we're just going to take a small yoga form here, gate pose or Parigasana. Take this right leg out and take it so you're not using the block, but the right foot is turned towards the floor with the pinky toe edge lined up along the mat. Right arm can go on the thigh. Inhale, take the left arm to the sky and just do a gentle side bend towards the extended leg. The hand can rest on the thigh, but you're not pressing down. You want it to be light. So we're just looking at opening through this left side body here as we inhale and exhale. And then we're just going to take it to the other direction. So coming to center, look down, coming down onto fingertips or onto flat palm, your choice. Keep this right foot down, but if you like, you can take the left hand overhead and looking up. So a little modification of Wild Thing here. Just reaching, maybe feeling a bit of an opening along the right side of the body. And then bending the knees, rising up, and we're going to switch sides. So I'm going to try to stay facing you. I'm going to move my mat and the block. Just going to have to readjust myself a little bit here. Okay, so now the left foot is going to go against the block and standing here. Okay, so getting all of your clothes organized and then coming down onto hands and knees and just taking a moment here to sort out what's happening, seeing how that feels, rocking forward and backwards. So this is a big stretch, or it can be a big stretch along the inner thigh, and pardon my inability to look up at you, but it's too much of a strain on my neck to try to glance up to the iPad. So hopefully everyone is able to follow along here. We're going to start with the outside hand. So it's going to be the right hand. So you might need to rearrange yourself here. As you inhale, you're going to reach that right hand towards the sky, and you might notice a significant difference between sides. I always do when I do this one. Exhale to come down. Much stiffer on my right side. Inhale, it's open. And then exhale to come down. Whew. Inhale one more time. Let's open. And then exhaling to come down. Now we're going to take the right hand underneath. So we're going to inhale and we're going to reach under. And then we're going to come up. I'm going to change that breath here. Inhale to prepare. Exhale to come under. Inhale to come up. Let's do one more. Exhale to go under. And then to come up. Good. Exhaling here. We're going to put them together. So inhale, we're going to reach to the sky. And then exhaling to reach under. Inhale to reach to the sky. Exhale to reach under. Let's do one more. Inhale, reaching to the sky. Exhaling to come under. And then coming to center, bringing the left knee down, and then doing a couple rounds of cat and cow here, just exploring. So when I first mentioned the class at the beginning, to talk about hip mobility. So it's hip mobility when we're opening to the open side. We get a little bit more hip action. When we're opening to the side that doesn't have the leg on the wall, so the opposite side, it's more about thoracic spine mobility. So we're looking at increasing the mobility, the rotation through our thoracic spine while keeping our hips still. All right, let's come up and we're going to do the same thing on the open side. So the open side is the side that has the leg extended to the wall. Okay, so getting that leg and foot sorted and then coming down. So now action is going to be in the left arm. So we're going to inhale. It's going to be a nice big opening situation here. And then exhale, it's going to be a little bit tighter as we move away. Inhale, we're going to reach up, up, up. Exhale, let's go ahead and slide under. We're going to just skip a step here because I want to make sure I get the whole series in before we're out of time. And then exhale. Let's do one more. Inhale. Looking up if that feels right for your neck. Exhale to slide. And then inhale. Let's come into that rocking again, cat and cow. And then we're going to come into the gate form on this side as well. So then coming up, taking that left foot down, the outside edge of the foot, pressing down into the floor. Left hand on left thigh. Inhale, right arm to the sky. And then side fold. Here comes my yoga support dog. Good morning. Oh, there's the down dog. Just reaching here, and then we're going to go the other side. So now we can bring the hand down and then reach up. And if it feels okay, you can want to go into a little extension. If you want to open that chest up towards the ceiling, feel free to do so here as you inhale and exhale. And then let's bring everything down, and we're going to come to lay on our back. And if you have a yoga block, we'll do a supported bridge pose to finish. So you can bring your yoga block, place it beside you. And for the supported bridge pose, before you do anything, I'm just going to explain. We're going to roll our hips up into bridge, and then we're going to take the block and we're going to place it lengthwise or widthwise this way, not this way, at the bottom of the spine on the sacrum. So you don't want the block on the vertebrae of the low back. It's going to be closer towards your tailbone, okay? So let's start by just anchoring our feet into the floor, taking a breath. And then as we exhale, rocking the hips back, peeling off one vertebra at a time to press the hips towards the sky. Come to whatever feels right for you with regards to mobility. Then take that block, slide it under, and then allow your hips to rest on the block. So it's resting across the flat part of your spinal column, which is your sacrum. And then you can turn your hands palms up. And then if it feels right, you might choose to close your eyes. And then just pause here and perhaps giving yourself permission to let the body be heavy on the block. So letting the abdomen soften, letting your legs soften. The knees are still pointing towards the sky and the legs are still parallel, but they're just soft. You're not pressing with any extreme firmness into the floor. Just pausing here as you inhale and exhale. Really letting the belly be soft. Just inviting your awareness to stay on the breath. Now, after your next exhalation, pressing your feet into the earth as you inhale to lift the hips off the block, sliding the block away and then slowly rolling down one vertebrae at a time, really slow, allowing the hips to come to the floor, and then just pausing here for a moment as we just take a moment to feel the sense of width that we've created across the back of the pelvis here as we inhale and exhale. And then you might choose to walk your feet a little bit further apart, and we're just going to go into some really lazy leg windshield wipers. So we're just going to go a little bit to the right and then come to center and a little bit to the left. This doesn't need to be the biggest movement you've done today. We're just going to add a little bit of energy, a little bit of movement, a little bit of dynamism into this internal and external rotation. As we take our legs side to side, allowing the spine to rotate again. So there's a little bit more rotation happening through the lower part of the spine, through the hips. Just creating a little bit of energy movement here. Good, and then coming to center as you're ready. And if it feels right, you might choose to take one hand on your belly and one hand on your heart, somewhere around there. And then just gently bringing your awareness, perhaps if you set an intention for the start of class, just bring your attention back to that intention. Just letting your awareness rest there, perhaps repeating your intention in your mind. And then with your next exhalation, you can release your hands and then just turning over onto one side and slowly make your way to sitting on a chair, on a bench, on the floor. And then crossing your legs if that feels right for you. You might choose to bring your hands into Anjali Mudra or on your heart, whatever feels best. And then just bowing your head for a moment. Eyes can be open or closed. And just honoring your body for the work that it's done today. Honoring the awareness of where the boundaries are with regards to how your body is able to move. Know that these boundaries will shift throughout the day, expanding and contracting based on how you move through your day or how busy your day is. And then I thank you for joining me in class today. I hope that you have a great day and that if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. Thank you so much.